The Bulls are creeping closer to shutting down point guard Lonzo Ball for a second straight season. Shutting down. So he was hurt. They did a surgery. He recovered. They ramped him up.
They are ramping him up.
Wait. He didn't recover from that surgery. So they did another surgery.
Mm-hmm.
He recovered. They tried to ramp him up. And now they're considering shutting all of that down again.
It doesn't make me feel good about him returning to play basketball ever.
What's next then? That's my first thought. What do you mean shut down now? If after a routine surgery, and what was expected to be a routine recovery, but it just wasn't, and that necessitated everything we hear, the debridement and the go back in and look and just make sure, okay, here you go, you're fine, let's get this all started again and run in the pool and all that, and now start jumping, and now it's like, nope, stop doing that. This is really scary.
To be fair, Billy Donovan has been telling you this whole time. He's still in pain. He's not anywhere close. Don't expect that he's going to come in.
Oh, I haven't been.
I know you haven't.
Yeah,
we both have been like, come on. But I just, like, organizationally, since the top brass won't speak, Billy becomes the de facto voice of the Bulls. And the voice of the Bulls, other than Chuck, the voice of the Bulls has told you that he's not coming back. He's hopeful, but he's not in. It doesn't matter if Julia and Joe and Casey see him doing up downs or whatever, or running on a treadmill. It doesn't matter if they see him dunking.
But shutting him down to do what?
To figure out what's next.
They've already had the exploratory procedure because they couldn't figure out why the first one didn't work and why he was still having pain.
And now if they can't figure out why this one didn't work, they got to go back in there probably. If it's not working to the point where he can come back and play basketball comfortably, there has to be a reason for it.
Or let's just say it. Or he's just done playing basketball.
I think that is certainly on the table when you start looking at how long he's been out and how no one seems to have an answer. I'm sure this is hella frustrating for him.
I'm sure it's a nightmare. It's torture for him.
That he's sitting there going, like, why doesn't my body work the way that I want it to? Why is it that I've done these surgeries and it still doesn't work? I'm doing everything they tell me to do in rehab and it still doesn't work. Like, it's you're right, terrifying. Like, that's a good word for it. Which is another reason why you go, all right, if you hadn't already, as the Bulls, said, we've got to move on from this, we've got to help him get better and have a great quality of life, and hopefully maybe he comes back and plays, we can't look at Lonzo as one of the focal points of our team. No matter what the contract says, you got to throw that out. And you have to look at this pragmatically and say, all right, what are we building in 2023? What are we building towards? Like, what do we care about going into April of 2023? And if you can't say with a surety that you're looking at yourself as a team that can win the championship, then what good does it do bringing this group of dudes back without Lonzo? Because if you shut him down again, you can't start thinking about he'll be available at the beginning of next year.
No. If this is over for now, that's why I say shut him down to do what? That's the answer I need. What's the purpose of shutting him down?
Right. And so you end up with, all right, well, we need to make some moves. You can't look at a team that's sitting in what, the 11th or 12th spot of the Eastern Conference and think they have a chance to win it. Incomplete. Like, if you wanted to give yourself the fantasy of, which the Bulls haven't, but I'm saying, if you wanted to give yourself the fantasy of, man, when Lonzo comes back, if Lonzo comes back next year, you're at the end of your deal with DeMar at that point.
The end of the deal with Vooch now.
What are you doing? Both of those guys, I think, can make good fits for other teams and might be able to help you jumpstart whatever this next thing is going to be. Call it whatever you want. But you made the commitment to Zach, and you might have something in Patrick Williams, and you know what trading DeMar would do? Give you a real honest look at it. You know what you could get? You could get 25, 30 games of, hey, P-Will, it's you and Zach now. Go ahead and ball. And then you can find out at the end of it, yep, he's got the thing. He is someone that we can rely on and we can build with. And you can get some of those picks back. And that's what you need.
That's why the Caruso thing is just so tantalizing if they get two first for that, even if they're late first. And they've got to restart the developmental piece here. One of my biggest disappointments is that what was done in Denver and what was done in Toronto of creating found value hasn't happened here yet. That's what I'm waiting for, that pipeline to start. Work with guys, make guys better, build guys.
But see, that's one of my issues with, as I continue to evaluate Patrick Williams, where I'm just stuck going, is he not in the right environment because of the type of players, not even their attitude towards him, because it seems like their attitude towards him is good.